I used to play basketball, and team sports will never give you never have that 100%. Like if you win or lose, when you do it as a team, there's always an element of blame on other people and stuff like that. And the same as winning, you're never like the sole. I don't know, maybe it's a bit like being the limelight or what, but boxing does bring that. But more than anything, it's the buzz. You'll never ever, no one will be able to get the buzz out of winning a fight or having the build up for a fight as you would with a basketball or football match. Everything around you needs to be right. You need to feel emotionally and mentally right, and that is a lot of things. If a fighter goes in feeling unstable, they've had a rift and whatnot, they'll never perform it.
You can't fight the feeling, and all is the same.
I'm Jon Fernandes, this is my story.
It's coming out of the ceiling, falling from above, falling in and out of love. I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it, do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it, screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours.
In front of my own town, first proper title fight. I won like novice titles and at amateur level, but it's a different class, 10 rounds. You can't describe the feeling. Brilliant.
Motherfucker, we roll with some light-skinned girls and some Kelly Rolls. And this white man world, we don't want
What's next for the Fernandes train?
We'll see, whatever. I'm sure I'll get a good call up for a title. I'm sure definitely after that, because once you get Southern area, you're automatically in the top 10. So yeah, whatever they offer me, I'll be up for it.
This is Jon Fernandes. The Southampton-born 29-year-old is the new Southern Area Super Bantamweight champion. As well as being a professional boxer, Jon has a full-time job and is a full-time dad and husband. Fernandes was a late bloomer when it came to boxing. Had it not been for his best friend, a certain Tony Hill, Jon may have never stepped into a ring.
When I was about 17, 10 years ago, 9, 10 years ago.
Were you fighting together then, or?
No, I was boxing, but Johnny won. Johnny was out partying, drinking.
Jon told me that you were the man that actually got him to step in the ring and actually start sparring. Is that true?
Yeah, I took him down the gym for the first time.
What happened after that?
He just loved it, and that was it.
Hooked ever since?
He hadn't looked back. Yeah, he's just carried on training, gone from strength to strength.
How good is it to have your best friend in the gym with you?
No, it's good because we drive each other on, compete against each other, training wise.
I'd like to have guys like Tony Wayne around you at a time like this when you're concentrating on getting the best out of your abilities before your next fight.
Yeah, obviously very important. I always get Tony to have a look at the fighters. For me, he knows how to read a fight well. Wayne is a good motivator and a great trainer.
Jon started working with Wayne Batten 3 years ago. Since teaming up with the coach, Jon has recorded 10 pro victories, as well as the Southern Area title.
I've come a long way since I've joined Wayne, and yeah, largely thanks to Wayne. Obviously thanks to his team that they put around you, training, everything is a lot different from pro to amateur, and the evidence is just like when I went pro, 6 months later, someone who I'd struggled with sparring and fighting, I would beat them up, 6 months later and have no problem with them, play with them in sparring. So that just shows you how different it is. Saying my life is a bit strong because obviously boxing's a part of it. I've got a lot of things on as well as boxing, but as far as boxing goes, yeah, Wayne's a massive part. He's him and me, we're the two guys in the relationship with the boxing, so it's a big part. I've never had a problem with Wayne. Wayne's pretty affable. I think that's one of his weak points, to be honest with you. He gets on with everyone too much, but no, Wayne's good as gold, and his training's obviously be sat here, so nah. He's a good trainer.
Soon enough, the call came from Ricky Hatton with the breakthrough Jon had been hoping for. A shot at the English title in Liverpool's Echo Arena.
I had a meeting with Wayne and said to him, look, I want 2 fights, one this side of the season, and then next year, which was, well, in boxing terms, after August, but anywhere, anyone, for anything, as long as it was good money and for a title. And the next day he had a phone call from the Dickens people, or from Ricky Hatton and that, saying, oh, you know, would you fight James Dickens for the English title and whatnot. So I asked for a bit more money, and I knew then, I said to Wayne, look, this is my opportunity, I'll take it.
How big is this fight for Jon in his career?
It's a massive fight, to be honest. Obviously it's one step further than where we fought. We always thought we'd like to get the southern area, and we've done that. Now we're on the next level, English title, and hopefully we'll do this one, and then we'll be on the British.
What will it mean to you personally for Johnny to win the English title?
Do you know what, I'm going to be perfectly honest now. When we pull this fight off, when we win this fight, this will be the biggest achievement for me in boxing that I've achieved one of my fighters.
With the clock counting down to the big fight, Jon took some time out from his busy training schedule to support friends fighting at the Southampton Guildhall.
I'd rather be boxing. There's been some good fights, and obviously some of my club mates and teammates, sparring partners and that boxing, so it's always good to support them, but yeah, I'm not enjoying sat in the chair watching rather than fighting. Oh yeah, no, I can't wait. March the 30th, looking forward to getting out.
There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. You could run, but you can't hide forever from these streets that we done took. You walking with your head down, scared to look. You shook, cause ain't no such thing.
Well, to be honest with you, the reason why we went into the sports science yesterday was because obviously it was his day off anyway. And we know it weren't going to be strenuous, so it was just a few little tests really, just a mental thing for Johnny, obviously, to let him know everything's good and we're on course.
What does Jon do differently to any other boxer that makes him unique?
Trains twice as hard.
New York got a nigga depressed, so I wear a slug proof underneath
What sort of things are you going to be doing between now and then to obviously give you the best chance?
Sparring. That's about it really. Obviously fitness is key in that, but Nippers, who I'm boxing, is southpaw, so he's really trying to get as many southpaw rounds under the belt as possible. I box southpaws amateur, but not as a pro, and it's just getting used to the shots coming from different angles, and the nipper and boxing likes to move a lot, so also it's incorporating that into the sparring as well.
With the fight just around the corner, Jon and Wayne headed up to Liverpool for the highly anticipated weigh-in. We asked some close friends from the gym how they thought Jon would get on.
Do you think that he has what it takes to become the English champion?
I think he does. He's just got to believe in himself, go in there, take the fight to him, and I predict Johnny coming on strong later on, maybe making a points decision.
This is going to be, I think, one of the biggest fights of his career, which if he wins, is going to give him a big reputation in this country. He can make opponents go crazy in the ring because he got good pressure, he got good gears to go, he doesn't get tired in time. So, which I know he's going to give a good account of himself in the ring.
I think he's definitely got what it takes to beat Dickens.
What would it mean to you if Johnny came back after the 30th of March and was the English champion? What would it mean to you personally?
Look, it's gonna be the most happiest time of my life because I like to see people very happy and very successful in their field of sport. And Johnny is my teammate, which I am 100% sure that Johnny is gonna win. He should just stick to game plan, and when he wins this fight, trust me, I'm gonna be the biggest man happy in the ring.
When I did catch him with some alright shots and that, I could see that the fire and that anger in his eyes and whatnot was totally gone.
Shortly after the defeat to Jazza Dickens, Jon announced his decision to retire from boxing via his Facebook page.
It's a bit cheesy, it's not really me, but I'd had loads of people on Facebook on the build up to the fight, all wishing me luck and saying nice things and that. And then as soon as I boxed, they'd all been, full of compliments and saying, look, tough fight and whatnot. Well, didn't go to plan to start with. Getting put on my ass in the first round wasn't exactly what I had in mind when I was going through the motions in training and whatnot. So yeah, that was a bit difficult, but got through that. Yeah, sort of with the middle of the rounds, I thought I hurt him with a couple of body shots and that, and I thought, yeah, I can still win this fight. But by the 8th round, I could hear his corner screaming at him to get back on his bike and get moving again and whatnot. And once he did do that, he was just a little bit too slick for me. To make the decision wasn't that difficult. I knew what I wanted, and I'm normally pretty decisive. But yeah, since then I have struggled with it a little bit, if I'm honest. I'm still training, but even though I'm training every day and that, doing different things, lifting weights and doing sprints and stuff, I'm doing half the amount of training that I was doing. And yeah, I have been struggling with it a little bit in that, you get the bug, but at the same time, I know that you can't get the time back with your kids and stuff and whatnot, and I think that I've had more enjoyment, so it's not difficult really. Locally, yeah, I think people will sort of remember me. Boxing community is big and whatnot, and people come and go, and only the top boys, I don't even think at the moment James Dickens, if he stopped tomorrow and he won the English title, people wouldn't really remember him, but in Liverpool they would. And I think in Southampton, I'd like people to know me as someone who gave everything and, was a nice guy. I'm Jon Fernandes, this is my story.
To be strong for us.